It's interesting. I mean, we talk a lot about optimism versus urgency, and I'd love to hear from some of the other members on the panel about the idea of urgency versus optimism.
I mean, I can build on that a bit. I think where we come from at Recycle Bank is very similar to what Mark was saying, is that we come from a point of view of making things easy and making it fun and making the education not so much about the doom and gloom and direness of situations, but that there's a human side of it and that you can do something, and that there are people that are taking small steps to actually make a difference, and you can do that too. So I think we come from even though it's very different topics and a very different approach, there's a lot of the same ethos behind it, and that it doesn't have to be so overwhelming and negative and make you feel powerless against it. It really is about education and putting a positive, fun spin on things.
Fail where industries fail.
So Joe, you're a blogger extraordinaire, and perhaps you have, I've seen a little bit of doom and gloom in your world. You're a climate change expert, so tell us a little bit about, root us in reality.
Well, I almost come at this backwards. I was a clean energy person for a very long time. I helped run the Office of Energy Efficiency and Renewable Energy at the Department of Energy, and then consulted with businesses on how to reduce your carbon footprint and use clean energy. And then my brother lost his home in Hurricane Katrina. He was 1 mile inland in Pass Christian, Mississippi, but had 20 feet of water. And inside his house looked like a washing machine. And he wanted to know if he should rebuild, and I started, since I have a science background, I started talking to the top climate scientists and started reading the literature. And that was when I realized the situation was, more dire than I had realized.
I think one of the major problems with the younger generations is sort of an instant gratification mentality. So not understanding the issues, but fully understanding the issues, but feeling like everything is fixable and it will be fixed and I don't really have to do anything about it. So how do you kind of combat that? Because I feel like people my age completely understand climate change and what the eventual result's going to be, but kind of have this false feeling of the world will fix itself for us and we don't have to really do anything about it in the meantime.
So, and I think the great tragedy for climate change is that I think people's mental model for environmental problems is, Lake Erie catches fire, or where I grew up, Hudson River is polluted, and then it gets to a point where it's so bad, people take a lot of action, and 10 years later it's cleaned up. The problem with climate is that every change that you see is basically irreversible in 1,000 years, in a time frame that matters. So to the extent that people have this model in their heads of we'll just wait till it's so bad that we have to act, it unfortunately won't work with climate change. And